Rain chances continue for the western quarter of Texas this weekend. Beautiful weather for everyone else in the state. And then the tropics. The Atlantic facing seaboard's got some problems. Let's talk about it in this Friday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hello and happy Friday. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Boldy-in-Chief David Reimer. It is Friday, the 26th of September, 2025. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to pop on in for some Boldy-in-Chiefisms here on the Texas Weather Roundup. Let's just get into it. And guess what? We're going to have some rain chances today, tonight, into parts of Saturday, especially around the borderland of far west Texas and El Paso. High chance of rain today and tonight. Going into Saturday, could still see some pop-up showers and storms western quarter of the state. Out in far west Texas, the Guadalupe Mountains, the Pecos, down to the Big Bend, and the Davis Mountains. Everyone else, we are going to see an uptick in cloud cover across the eastern, let's just say the eastern two-thirds of Texas. But overall rain chances will be pretty low. Can't rule out a rogue light shower or two, though, but overall the weather isn't looking particularly bad unless you're in, New Mexico or essentially west of the Permian Basin and down to the Big Bend and everyone point west from there. Otherwise, wildfire danger over the next few days from the Texas A&M Forest Service. Moderate to high fire danger being forecast now. South Central Texas, parts of the Brazos Valley, Southeast Texas today through the weekend, with the northwestern two-thirds of Texas on the lower end of the fire danger rating scale. But again, this is mainly for larger multi-day duration fires versus, your typical grass fires where some dum-dum throws a cigarette out the window and lights a field on fire, stuff like that. So let's not be doing that, please, and thank you. Let's take a look at the tropics. Here, and the Atlantic Basin is busy. It's not going to impact us here in the Gulf or Texas, but we definitely have a lot to talk about out in the Atlantic. Gabrielle is northeast of the Azores now, moving east quickly. That's not an issue for us. Humberto is a hurricane, and it's going to become a major hurricane the next day or two as it moves northwest. We expect that system's going to get pulled to the north and then northeast, well east of the United States, but likely passing west of Bermuda. So that alone would create quite a bit of coastal flooding, rip current danger along the east coast of the United States. And then we have this system now, northeast of Cuba, about to move across the Bahamas. That system is likely to become a named system in the next couple of days as it moves northwest. The latest overall model guidance is pretty suggestive this is going to make a landfall in the Carolinas and then continue to try to move northwest before dissipating. The result being a direct threat of storm surge, strong winds, tornadoes, and unfortunately quite a bit of inland flooding. This system does look to be setting up another high-impact rainfall event across parts of the Carolinas into Virginia heading into next week, where some folks could get a whole lot of rain. We're talking double digits. That track forecast is going to be complicated by Humberto and the influence it may have on that. But at this point, the general consensus over the last 12 to 18 hours, the last several runs of model guidance, is the system out west here is going to get pushed into the Carolinas early next week. Again, no impact to us here in Texas. Here's the long-range outlook from the European weather model, taking a look at precipitation chances through the weekend. They're going to remain confined to far west Texas, the Guadalupe Mountains, the Big Bend, and the Davis Mountains, along with the Pecos. The remainder of Texas, we are looking at very low to nearly zero chance of precipitation through at least Wednesday, so an extended period of dry weather is expected. Forecast rain totals over the next 5 days reflects that from the Weather Prediction Center. This is through 7 a.m. Wednesday, the 1st of October. You can see we are looking at the potential for locally up to 1 inch of rain in parts of the borderland around El Paso, far west Texas, down to Van Horn, the Pecos, Guadalupe, and Davis Mountains. Everyone else, the chance of any significant precipitation above 1/10 of an inch is low. We noticed maybe a few showers possible in the borderland, down in the coastal bend and the Rio Grande Plains. But otherwise, this map is blank, like my head. Temperatures over the next 5 days. This afternoon, we're looking at highs in the 80s and 90s, so a little warmer than yesterday, but still, it's warm for late September, but nothing crazy hot. Going into Saturday, we're starting to see 90s return to northwest Texas, the big country, and then mid to upper 90s, South Texas. Yeah, it's pretty toasty. Sunday, same story, highs 80s and low 90s. We're looking at 70s in the Guadalupe Davis Mountains and around El Paso with rain and cloud cover. Going into Monday, a little warmer out west. Remainder of the state, we're looking at highs mainly in the mid to upper 80s to low 90s. And then on Tuesday, we're warming up a few degrees with more 90s showing back up in the picture. 94 in San Antonio, 91 in Houston, 95 in Laredo, 94 in McAllen. With mostly dry weather. Long-range temperature outlook through the first week of October. Don't expect much change. It's going to remain warm to seasonably hot for early October, with overall rain chances not looking high across most of Texas. We may see a bit of an uptick in the Panhandle, but otherwise, well, same old, same old. So, it's Friday, which means it's time for us to give a shout-out to our Spinning Noob members here on the Texas Weather Center YouTube channel. A big thank you to all who help support us and bring you daily Texas weather content, in addition to severe weather coverage, of which we're not going to have to do any severe weather coverage over the next 5 days at least, thankfully. Anthony R. Pelosi Jr., Christina West, Deanna, Donald Yellett, J.A., Justin S., Love, Live, Laugh, Manda Cakes, Mandy Kim, Mike Rich, Nancy Rosenberg, Nate Davis, Paranoid Pocho, r/Tornado Chats, who happens to be one of our amazing moderators, Rascals ZX2, Ryan, S00 Patique, Tanya McGee, and Wendy Hall. Thank you, everybody, for helping to support us here, and a big thank you to everyone who helps support us by simply hitting the like button on the video, and if you haven't already, by clicking subscribe to get notified when we publish new Texas weather content. That's it. The weekend's looking pretty calm outside of rain chances across the western quarter of the state, so we are going to assume the typical 5-day work schedule, which means our next regular Texas Weather Roundup video will be out bright and early on Monday. Y'all have an amazing weekend, and as always, you can keep an eye on the sky with our live video stream with radar, warning data, etc. You can also get your local weather forecast in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Have an amazing weekend. We'll see you Monday. God bless.